Lily, who's this? Hey. Just out for a nice walk in the woods with Doody. It's time to tell you. Hope you can hear me. It's time to tell you how I met Dude. Yeah. Lived in Cyprus for 5 years, from 2012 to 2017, and in the winter of 2016, it'd be January, I was a keen cyclist. Absolutely love cycling in Cyprus, road cycling and mountain biking. And middle of winter, and if you know Cyprus at all, they've got a ski resort in the mountains. It's that they have that much snow, it's that high. But I was at probably about 1,000, between 800 and 1,000 meters cycling one day. And well, let's give it some perspective. In Cyprus they do a lot of hunting with dogs, with guns. They'll shoot and kill anything. And the hunters, if they can't afford a big box, basically it's a nasty metal box that they keep their dogs in the back of their pickup trucks. And if they can't do that, if they don't do that, they just stand their dogs in the pickup trucks. And you see so many dead dogs on the side of the road. And you come across so many stray animals, dogs, and they're so timid. I've stopped so many times to try and, you know, come across a dog somewhere and try and give it some food, but they just run, they just turn tail, and they just don't want to know, man. They're that mistreated. I was cycling up in the hills, up in the beautiful, beautiful roads of Cyprus. Up on my right hand side there's a bend going round. This little fellow just pops out from behind a bush and comes trotting down towards me, and it just caught my eye. I just said, "Hey dude," and as I went around the corner there was a car coming pretty quick, and I looked behind me and he was now stood out on the road, and I thought, Jesus Christ, they're gonna hit this dog, man. So I spun back around and it caught my eye because he was looking at me. Like, when I looked back, he was looking at me. And that's rare, man. He wanted attention. That's really rare for one of these dogs. So I quickly spun back around on my bike. You know, I had seconds to do this. Spun back around, went back, and I said, dude, come over here, mate. You're going to get hit by this car. And he come trotting over to me. And and he had a chain around his neck, which was unusual. But this chain, you couldn't take it off. No name or number on it or anything. This chain was like clamped tight around his neck, and he was absolutely skin and bone. Skin and bone he was. He had abrasions all over his body. The tips of his ears, I later found out, they're bleeding, they're scabs on them, and it's frostbite. Yeah, he had a... Doody, stay there, mate. Come here. Yeah, so you can see he lost tips of both ears like that, frostbite. He had scrapes. What I'll do, I've got some photographs, I'll try and click them into the video. Yeah, he had scrapes, his legs are in very, very poor condition. Covered in mud, because it was obviously raining, it was winter. Where he was lying, it was just on a big hill, so he's obviously getting covered in mud every night when it rained. Yeah, so I spun back round, stopped the car from hitting him, just got him to one side of the road, and gave him half a flapjack. That's all I had on me in my pocket, and he ate it so quickly. And so I cut short my cycle ride. I went straight home, went to a pet shop, bought a couple of dog bowls, bought some food, came back and gave him some going back to that, there was some workers doing some drainage ditch in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, and I initially thought he may be with them because they had a fire. After I gave him the flapjack, he trotted over to these guys, and I thought, ooh, maybe he's with them, but he's far too skinny, and they didn't really pay him much attention. And I came back with some food, and he was still hanging around there, and they were looking at me. They didn't say anything. I got out, give him some water, and he scoffed this food. I thought, right, man, that's great. And because they never said anything to me, I thought maybe he's not with those guys. And yeah, dude, stay there, mate. Stay. I didn't even know what breed he was at the time. I thought he was. I thought he's a Doberman at first when I first saw, because he wasn't grey like he is now. He's beautiful puppy face. Yeah. So I went back with some food. Went back the next day, took some food. I kept doing that for a few days, and then one night, it was about a week. This one day we had a storm that lasted for like 14 hours. It was massive, thunder, lightning. We had a 9-hour power cut, and all I kept thinking was that poor doggy. Get emotional, man. That poor doggy is out in this. I thought, right, I'm gonna go up tomorrow morning. If he survived this, I'm gonna take him in. I'm gonna try and find him a home. So I went into work, said I'm gonna I'm gonna go get this dog, and everybody was like, yeah, man, no worries. So I drove straight up there and give him some food. And I had a Toyota Hilux with a crew cab, and I opened the back door. Opened the back door, and he just leapt straight onto the back seat, and he just sat there looking out the window. And took him home. I went straight to the pet shop, bought loads of stuff, toys, harnesses, fucking leads, more food, just loads of stuff, man. Loads, beds. I just bought absolutely loads of stuff for this dog. I didn't even know. Called him dude straight away because I didn't know what else to call him. Yeah, took him home, took him into the house, and he trotted straight in. Now, if you know me, when I was in Cyprus, all I ate was chili. I used to make a big vat of chili at the beginning of the week, and I'd have chili every night. And every day I'd get my chili out, put it on the side, frozen, for it to thaw. He trotted straight into the house, and I was getting stuff out of my truck. He trotted straight into the house, and I caught him. He was up on the kitchen counter with his legs licking the top of the frozen chili, man. That's how hungry he was. And yeah, anyway, picked him up, ran a bath upstairs, washed him. He was this grey, he was like this grey colour. And this coat that came out, this deep, reddy brown, shiny, beautiful coat. And that then showed me how wounded he was. Massive scrapes and cuts all over his body. He had no claws on any of his feet because he was digging for food. And yeah, give him a wash, and he was sound but dead skinny. For the first few days, for the first week, I was so embarrassed by how skinny he was. Come this way. I was so embarrassed by how skinny he was. Come this way, dude. What's this? That I used to only take him out for walks dead early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and dead late at night, so nobody saw it because they'd think I was mistreating him. And yeah, so that's what I did for the first week. I took him to the vets the very next day after I found him, and the vet said, yeah, you can't. I wanted him. He didn't have a microchip, so I wanted him microchipped straight away. And the vet said, you can't do it straight away. He said you have to report it to the local police station where you found the dog. Report it. And make sure nobody comes in. You've got to wait 2 weeks before I can do anything. If somebody claims him in 2 weeks, you've got to give him up. Well, I left the vets. I didn't go to the police station. I thought there's no fucking way nobody's claiming this dog, because if they treated him like this, man, they ain't having him back. And oh yeah, managed to prise that thing off his neck with some pliers. And yeah, took him back 2 weeks later, got him microchipped, and yeah, that's dude's story. I hope that turns out all right. Cheers.